Good afternoon, friends. I am Professor Vidyadhar Sagar, Tulsiram Ji Gaikwad Patel College of Engineering, Mechanical Engineering Department. Friends, today we are going to see the lecture number 7 for Engineering Metallurgy subject, unit number 2. So let's start the lecture. In this lecture, we are going to see some important topics like solidification of pure metal. In solidification of pure metal topic, we are going to see how the molten metal gets solidified from different stages, or we call it as a different phases of the solidification of pure metal, right? And this solidification of pure metal explains the different cooling rate of the molten metal. So the different phases like nucleation, molten phase, nucleation phase, dense nucleation phase, and the crystallization phase and solidification phase. These phases are occurred sequentially, one after another. In this solidification of pure metal, the first metal get molten into a molten stage and it allowed to be solidified in room temperature. When it gets solidified, the graph get as shown in diagram, the graph of the solidification gets downwards towards A point and B point. At B point we will get the small particles of metal. That particles we call it as a nucleus. And when the nucleus form, the nucleus constantly dissipate their temperature in surrounding molten metal, which causes increase in temperature of the molten metal and nucleus. So the sharp shoot of the temperature can be observed in the diagram from point B to point C. And from point C, the temperature gets stabilized, and at point D, the nucleus get formed at point B, starts developing its size, and these developed size or the bigger size of nucleus we call it as a dense nucleus. That particular phase is occurred from point T. And at point E, the dense nucleus size get again enlarged, and these enlarged size of dense nucleus shape we call it as a crystallization or crystals. And these crystals will further form the solids, right? So this is all about the solidification of pure metal. Now the next topic is types of solidification. There are basically two types of solidification: progressive solidification and directional solidification. The progressive solidification, basically that type of solidification is occurred when the discontinuous type of casting is being carried out. So what is the discontinuous type of casting? In discontinuous type of casting, we generally use to melt the metal and pour into the mold. And when we pour into the mold, the molten metal starts solidify from its outer surface to inner core progressively. That's why the progressive solidification get formed. Next type of solidification is the directional solidification. In directional solidification, the continuous casting process is responsible, in which the molten metal get feed from one end, and when the molten metal comes in contact with the air, the first layer which comes in contact with the air gets solidified, and it's at particular direction gets solidified towards the molten metal feed direction. So that type of solidification we call it as a directional solidification. Now the next topic is the solid solution. Now basically what is the solid solution, or we call it as a alloy is formed with the help of two metals. Now what is the solid solution? It is a solution of solute and solvent, and which forms a particular mixture or a solution. And it having two types like substitutional solid solution and interstitial solid solution. Now what is the substitutional solid solution? That solution we call it as a standard perfect solid solution, or it is called as a homogeneous mixture of atom of two element of atom which having a same size and diameter and having a same electromechanical properties. Now, the substitutional solid solution having two types: ordered substitutional solid solution, and second is a disordered substitutional solid solution. So, ordered substitutional solid solution, in which, as shown in diagram, the atomic size of solute and solvent are remain same, and they arrange in sequential manner, layer by layer. Also, that type of solid solution is called as regular substitutional solid solution, because the regular arrangement of solute and solvent atoms is observed under that type of structures. Now, second type of solid solution, substitutional solid solution, is disordered substitutional solid solution, in which the solute and solvent atoms are randomly arranged at a random position in the matrix of the solid solution, as shown in diagram. Here the solute and solvents atoms are arranged at a disordered or random manner. That's why that type of substitutional solid solution we call it as a disordered substitutional solid solution or random substitutional solid solution. Now, the next main type of solid solution is interstitial solid solution. That interstitial solid solution we call it as an imperfect solid solution, is formed due to the radius of solute of atom is the ratio in between radius of solvent atom is less than 0.6 or 60%, which causes the space or void is being created in between the solute and solvent atom, or the empty space get created. So that empty space is very prone to absorb the foreign impurities, and this type of solid solution or alloy we call it as an imperfect solid solution. The intention of to formation of that type of solid solution is to prepare the alloy with a number of alloying elements. Now, next topic is the crystal structures, basically that form due to the different type of cooling rates and different type of metals. So, the first type of crystal is the engotic crystal structure, and these engotic crystal structure are basically formed due to the faster cooling rate of metal, and that kind of structures are basically occurred in ferrous type of metals. When the ferrous metal in the hot condition comes in contact with the atmospheric temperature, it starts emitting its intercrystalline heat from its outer layer, and the middle layer also transfer the heat to the outer layer, which causes the outer layer get fragmented at a more granular structure, and the inner core transfer the heat to the middle layer, and middle layer again transfer it to the outer layer, which causes the columnar granular structure get formed into the middle layer, but the inner core get less fragmented, hence we call it as a large equiax grains. Right? Next type of structure is dendritic crystal structure. This dendritic crystal structure occur due to the slow cooling rate, and that kind of crystal structure is occurred basically in non-ferrous type of metals. In this type of structures, the heat or latent heat or intercrystalline heat get emitted at the direction where the temperature is low, but it get stopped when the equilibrium of temperature get formed at that particular point, and again it starts in different direction. So the tree branch like structure get formed in dendritic crystal structure, and that kind of structure is very popular in non-ferrous type of metals and in slower cooling rate. Now, the next topic of the today's lecture is the Hume-Rothery rules. These Hume-Rothery rules is basically formed to understand the basic process to prepare a perfect solid solution or alloy. So, the Hume-Rothery was a famous metallurgist who given the some basic 4 rules for formation of solid solution or alloy. So first rule is atomic size, that is the difference in solute and solvent atomic size required to be less than 15%. Chemical affinity is required in between solvent and solvent on periodic table. Then relative valency is required, odd or even electron should have to be at the valency of the solute and solvent. Then crystal structures are remain to be same for both solute and solvent. Then and only we can prepare the perfect alloy out of it. The last topic of this lecture is the phase. Now what is the phase? Phase is nothing but a stage of a material. This is a physically distinct, mechanically separable portion, but its chemical composition and structure should have to be remain same. So that kind of phases learned with the help of some chart, graph or diagram. So that diagram called as a phase diagram. In this phase diagram, we used to study the equilibrium of the different phases occurred during the alloy making or solid solution making process. So thank you very much for today's lecture.